I'm going to talk to you guys about flan, which is a Spanish dessert that most people would mistaken it to originate from Spain. However, that is not true. It came from the Rome, or Roman Empire in 500 BC. So the Romans had domesticated some chicken, and when they domesticated those chicken, they laid eggs, and eventually they laid way too many eggs that the Romans couldn't keep up with them. So after mixing and some experimenting, that is where the birth of flan came from. The Romans had made some kind of custard, in other words, flatos, which is where it comes from, which means custard cake. And they put the main ingredient, which was egg. When the Roman Empire had fallen, the barbarian invasions happened, and during that time, actually, flan ended up surviving through that, and people started recognizing the dessert that the Romans made. And so then the dessert went to two countries. It went to Spain and it went to Mexico. With Spain, they ended up adapting it and not only putting egg as the main ingredient, they added milk and they added sugar, even caramel. The Moors ended up giving them apricots and some fruits to make that flan actually taste better. So they retweaked it and made it something more than what it was. The Mexicans, the flan came to them because of the conquistador Hernan Cortez, who showed the Mexicans about it, and the Mexicans adapted making it into some for coffee, they made it for something for coconut, and they also made it into other delicious desserts. So I think that the origins of where flan came from are important because it showed that the Romans were the first to make this dessert with egg as the main base, and they were the ones who showed us what kind of custard or what kind of unique dessert this came out to be. It also, because it was readapted for other countries, it was recreated into something bigger than just having egg. It is now just a sweet delicacy that other countries give it a different kind of spin to what they think flan was, and for other people to enjoy. So in order to make flan, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need 12 eggs, 1 condensed milk, 2 evaporated milk, and you're going to need honey, 2 square pans, 1 rectangular dish, and a strainer. So what you first do is you crack all the eggs, but you separate the yolk and put it into a bowl. You mix that like scrambled eggs until they're fully mixed, and then you go ahead and add the evaporated milk, you add the condensed milk, and you add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Go ahead and stir that all the way. But use a spoon, don't use a mixer because it will destroy the consistency of the custard when it's finished. So go ahead and set this aside, preheat your oven to 350, and while you're doing that, go ahead and brush some honey onto your 2 square pans. While you're doing that, go ahead and take your rectangular dish and fill it with enough water to put those square pans into the rectangular dish, which is about like one-fourth of it full. So then go ahead and take your mixture and strain the mixture into those 2 pans. And once that's done, put the pans into the rectangular dish. Once your oven is ready, go ahead and carefully put it inside the oven, the rectangular dish into the oven with the 2 pans, and let it cook for 2 hours, and then use a stick to check when it's ready. Once it's ready, go ahead and let it cool for 45 minutes, and once it cools, put it into the fridge, and then you can just enjoy. And that's how you make flan, and that's where it came from.